Hello everyone, my name is Sheila. Welcome to my channel, Intentional Outlier. On my channel, I make videos about budgeting and productivity, goal setting. I've been on a debt-free journey intentionally for 12 years now, and I just recently paid off my mortgage, so super exciting. I'll come on this platform to kind of help and share, and hopefully something you'll be able to take away something from these videos, and we can kind of connect. It gives us an area where we can share our wins and just connect and answer questions and learn from each other. Super cool. So in this video, I'm going to talk about cash stuffing. I do a zero-based budget every month. Well, so I get paid twice a month for my day job. And so every 2 weeks, I will sit down and I'll figure out what my rollover balance is in my account, what my paycheck says it is, and I take that amount and then I subtract the bills that still need to be paid for that month. The remaining money, then I take it and I divide it. Currently I have two categories. I have my sinking funds and I have my 1 year ahead fund. So where my 1 year ahead fund is also kind of my emergency fund, because my ideal balance for that fund is 12 months worth of expenses. So so I take that balance, I divide it amongst those two categories, and then whatever that amount is, that's what I go and I withdraw from the bank. Ideally, what I like to do is every pay period I contribute at least $1 to every one of my cash envelopes. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's just $1. But the cool part about it is that it starts to add up pretty quickly if you're doing it consistently. It does. It's like it's magic. It's magic in these little envelopes. And then what else? So in each of these envelopes, it's kind of like its own little savings bucket, and the idea is to okay, so I have a couple of different categories of buckets. Some are yearly expenses, such as my car tabs or vehicle tabs, my let's see what else, taxes that I pay, property taxes that I pay every year, and then other bills such as my vehicle insurance, my home insurance. I pay that every 6 months, so I know when those bills are coming. And same with like Christmas or Thanksgiving, birthdays, any holidays that are important to me. I have separate envelopes for those because I know those things come every year. I set a dollar amount based on either the historical due amounts, like the tabs for my vehicle, I know are one of them. It's generally about $100 a year. So I set aside the $100, and then when that comes due, then I already have the cash, and I go and I take care of that. And then that gives me, for the next 12 months, I could start building up the money for those tabs again. And that approach seems to be working. That amount doesn't fluctuate too much. So, yeah. So it's my yearly, the things that come up all the time. And then I also have stuff like my hobbies. So I like diamond painting. I like doing puzzles. So I have envelopes for those, and also like gardening, those kinds of things. So I have envelopes for those where it's those categories where it is easy for me to overspend in them. So I set a limit, and I set aside money for those things, and if the cash is there, I can spend it on those things. If it's a larger priced item, then I create an envelope specifically for that item, and then I just start contributing money to that item. So I'll just save it and keep going. Let's see. So I talked about, I have sticky notes down here. That's why I keep looking down. All right. So how often, I talked about how often we do it. I do it for every paycheck, or whenever I have a windfall come in, I'll do it then as well. It's being very intentional about all the money that's coming into my home, that I tell it where to go. So I gave it all a job. It's all got its own job. So, okay, how I track it. Right now I'm currently using just school regular notebook paper and a pen or markers, whatever I have that I decide to use at the time. That's how I'm tracking it currently. I have done things more elaborate tools such as Excel spreadsheets. When I first started doing it, I had one that it would track all of the things, and then all the sheets would talk to each other, and it was super fancy and super cool. But sometimes I just go back to the basics, and that kind of switching it up keeps it interesting for me. That's one of the ways that I make it fun, is I give myself different methods of using that tool, different tools for the tool, if you will. I'll play games with myself where, so I've made these savings challenges, and they're laminated so I can reuse them. And you just take Sharpie marker and you mark them out. You give each, so for this one, they're little books. And for each book, I'll give it a dollar amount. So as I'm putting money in, then I color the book. And then when it's full, I will decide how I'm going to divide it up to my sinking funds that I have. So, or if I have like a larger item that I'm saving up for, this money can be allocated to that as well. So that's one way. That's one of the tools that I use, or ways that I make it fun for myself. Because who doesn't like coloring? I mean, so yeah, if there are any questions or you'd like me to elaborate more on this, I will. Please ask. Please ask in the comments. This is a pretty new channel, so this is new to me. I'm learning as I go, and I would love to have your input. Any questions that you have are welcome, or suggestions for future videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. Those things all help my channel grow. And so far, this has been a really cool experience. It's kind of spectacular to sit there and watch the numbers go on the video. So that's, I mean, it's fun for me to see that what I'm putting out there is what people want to watch. So, and that's important to me. And showing up here authentically, just kind of talking a little bit. And yeah, so I'll see you next time.